It's Table for One Wednesday. And let me know how the audio is. If you can hear me okay, give me a thumbs up. If you can hear me okay, give me a thumbs up. I can't read the chats right now while I'm driving, obviously. When I get to the destination of where I'm going, I will acknowledge everybody by name and address your questions. Table for One, the pre-Table for One live broadcast is always a Q&A. Come up with your questions. Any questions about the topics that I address typically on the channel? And, I'll provide answers that I believe will help everyone who's watching. So it'll be a good broadcast. A lot of solutions. Little entertainment. Lots of information. It's a good day today. High of 86 in the Philadelphia area. And low humidity, which is nice. Expecting rain over the weekend, I think Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Or Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I forget. 3 days of rain. But it's going to be a good time to get some work done in the house. Or even go hiking. I mean, I do not let rain or snow stop me. I'm not a fair weather adventurer. There's no such thing as bad weather. There's just being inappropriately dressed. All right, so you plan a hike, a day hike, and it's raining or going to rain, then you pack a poncho. Pack rain gear, that's all. Change of plans. You might have to do something a little bit different. But I love being outside regardless. Like the other night, what's today? Wednesday. Monday night, man, we had a thunderstorm, lightning. Unbelievable. I went out to the Van Gogh room and fired up a cigar on Monday night, and the rain coming down on the roof of that shed was so hypnotic. It was like, if I know it's raining, I'm going outside. Most people go inside, I go outside. Or on the back of where I live, there's a big overhang, and I have a patio chair underneath the overhang. And if it gets too windy, I'm going to get soaking wet. But the reality is, if the rain's just coming off the roof, I can sit underneath that and stay where I'm not getting wet. And I'm getting a nice fresh breeze. And, rain filters the air. I think the air during a thunderstorm is so fresh. I love the smell of the air after a rainstorm. And I love the smell of the outdoors while it's raining too. You just have to be appropriately dressed. That's it. Table for One Wednesday. The motorcycle that I thought I was going to get 1 week ago, that fell through. So I'm back in the market again. And, I look at it this way. It's not that I have, excuse me, I'm yawning. I just got out of work, so I'm a little tired. Got up at 4 o'clock. 4:03 to be exact. I kind of have this opinion that some things work out, some things don't. And when that deal fell through, the old me would be very, very disappointed. and bothered by it. My attitude now is if it doesn't work out, something falls through, then it just wasn't meant to be. I feel the same way about interpersonal relationships. If it doesn't work out, it's just not meant to be. Like, you can't engineer, you can't manufacture vibe or getting along. It has to flow. And 90% of the shit that you worry about is not worth worrying about. 90% of the stuff that you feel discouraged about, and I don't know if it's an age thing or I just decided to not. Well, no, it's not an age thing, because I know plenty of older people that are so filled with anxiety and depression, it's ridiculous. And by the way, you're not depressed, you're discouraged. Stop using the word depression, please. Just stop it. You are not depressed, you are discouraged. You don't need pills, you need courage. How do you get it? You do stuff that scares the shit out of you. That's it. And then you get the courage. Things get easier. Your comfort zone stretches when you do things that you are not accustomed to doing. Simple as that. It's like when behavioral psychologists are dealing with people with phobias, they do a thing called exposure therapy. You know, let's say a person's afraid of spiders, and they start freaking out and getting a panic attack, even just thinking about spiders, or when someone mentions spiders, you know, and a behavioral therapist would talk with them about spiders until their anxiety goes down, and maybe show them a picture of a spider, or have the person draw a picture of a. It's called exposure therapy, where we're systematically increasing the exposure to a certain scenario. It could be a phobia about anything. So that's how you get courage, exposure therapy. Or sometimes, as they call it, full, what would be the word? Let's say like when you learn a foreign language and you go to that country, it's immersive. That's the word I'm coming up with. It's like an immersive approach. So there's systematic exposure therapy, and then there's immersive, kind of like, what was that show that Joe Rogan did many years ago? Fear Factor, that's what it was, Fear Factor, where people would be like in a big acrylic box filled with spiders or something like that, and exploiting their fears. It's a pretty interesting concept. But you're not depressed, you're discouraged, you need courage. That's it. That is it. There's a guy behind me on a great motorcycle. Oh my God, it's beautiful. That fairing is like lined with LED lights alongside the headlights. Beautiful, very beautiful. But he's not wearing a helmet. I don't know. I'm a helmet head. I am a helmet head. Listen, you could be walking down the street, trip, hit your head, and die. Now, if you're on a motorcycle and you're going fast and your head hits the ground at 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 miles an hour, you're not gonna live. This is why you need a helmet. Say what you want. I don't care. Helmet laws do save lives. They really do. So, but it's a free world. Or some states are free. You can wear a helmet or not wear a helmet. So there you go. I was thinking about today, for the men that are on this call. I know there's probably some ladies in here too, but there is a lack of respect and appreciation for men. We are natural fixers. We are natural fixers. We want to solve problems by our nature. That's how we're wired. And women don't appreciate that. Modern women don't appreciate how men are wired. And they weaponize that against men. And when men don't feel respected and appreciated, they just want out. They're like, I'm out. And they tap out. And that's a shame. Ladies could have, a great life with just showing a little bit of respect and appreciation. Most guys could give a flying fork if they hear the words, I love you. Women want to hear, I love you. I'm speaking in generalities here. Not all, but most. Men want to hear, I respect you. I appreciate you. Not the modern, I appreciate you. Like how everyone's doing right now, which is a little too trendy. I'm always suspect when I see these trends of everyone saying, I appreciate you. I got to stop saying it because I'm not saying it as a trend. And I think it is so the modern I appreciate you phrase is so disingenuous. It's like, it is so incredibly disingenuous. All right, I'm going back around and I'm going to park in the shade. Let me see here. I want to park in the shade. Nothing like parking in the shade, right? Because this truck will heat up so fast. Oh, I'm excited, man. I get to park in the shade. Woo! Simple things in life, the simple things. Oh, how perfect. Oh my gosh. How perfect. Anyways. Yeah, the modern appreciate you, man. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. That's a trend, and I hope it goes away. And I don't know if it's a ghetto thing or what it is, or a pop culture thing. I don't know. But I just feel it's so disingenuous. I really do. I hate it because it's such a popular thing. But true, genuine appreciation is not increasing with all these people saying, I appreciate you. Do you feel any more appreciated now that everybody is fucking saying it? Of course you don't. Because they're just saying it. They're not showing it. All right. Let me get my bag. Tonight's book, finishing up the 10 Commandments of Con Men. Pickup artists. Magicians, door-to-door salesmen, hypnotists, copywriters, professional negotiators, political propagandists, stand-up comedians, and Oscar-winning screenwriters. So this is a book that basically channeled Mandelbaum. Sounds like something he would write. And I mean that as a compliment. So I'm going to finish that book. Been reading it. I only read it on Wednesday nights during dinner. So let me clean my glasses off, and then we will get to answering questions. We have a super chat. Traveling with Tim says, any advice for growing YouTube? Yeah, absolutely. Don't give up. Just keep putting it out there. Make sure your thumbnails are good. It all depends what your topic is. I don't know what your topic is. I don't know what your audience is. I don't know who your audience is. But here's the thing. When it comes to videos, when it comes to a YouTube channel, when it comes to that YouTube channel, somebody just sent me a video. I don't know who it is. Oh, okay, it's Jarrett. Hey, Jarrett. I don't know, Jarrett, if you're on the live broadcast or not. Whatever your topic is, your audience will find you. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. It's huge. You could talk about the most esoteric topics and you are going to find followers. It's just a fact. It's going to happen. It can't not happen. So start now. Press record. Don't wait till things are perfect. Press record. You know, your first videos, you'll be embarrassed. You know what I mean? Like hold on, let me just crack these windows a little bit. There we go, get some air in here. Yeah. Your first videos might be embarrassing. You might be like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe how I look. You know, you fine tune your aesthetics. You learn what colors look best on you. And I am getting your book tomorrow. I saw that. I'm excited about that. I can't wait. So we're going to do our Surviving the First 5. Me and Mandelbaum are going to do Surviving the First 5 business. And then I'm going to do actually a book interview, an author's interview of his latest book. I'm looking forward to it. So, all right, let me go back to the beginning and acknowledge everybody. Masonic Trucker is in the house. How are you, Dark Shadow? Good to see you. Guns is with us. Thank you, Guns. Moderators, I love how you moderate. I love it. So don't be afraid to moderate. Oh, let's see. V9 says, hi, man. I'm listening to you from Iraq. Hope you have a great day. What's up, brother? Hope you're doing well. I don't know how things are in the Middle East right now, but I can tell you they don't look good, but nicotine pouch. They don't look good in the Middle East right now, but I hope and pray that you're doing all right, you know? Crosalindabel. I have no idea how that name is. Well, hello there. Fuzzy Joiner, what's going on? Veritas, how are you, sir? So Veritas, you're getting a little, you're getting banned, right? Or you're getting some issues with YouTube. Hey, man, happens to all of us. So it's not a fair playing field. YouTube is one of these things where you are building a house on someone else's property. Like on your own property, you can build what you want. On YouTube, you got to play by these stupid ass rules. And they don't seem fair. Censorship is alive and well, and we suppress ourselves because of that. And then, of course, they suppress the truth. John, hi, R80. Do I still smoke cigars? Yes, Monday night I had a cigar, a Partagas. Fig 6, what's going on, brother? Prashit Mitkar, please sir, do happy, smiley, laughy, excited, overexcited, chatting live today. Only sir, agreed. Good to have you here, sir. I'm glad you were here. This is a positive broadcast, and I hope that you get something out of it. Whining, my name is Whining. Or it could be winning, right? I love the Van Gogh room. Yeah, I do too, man. It's awesome. Yep. Fig 6, I read it's ozone, the fragrance after the rain stops. Yeah. Yeah. I have an ozone generator in my house. And in a couple rooms, and it just clears the air. It's so beautiful. I've never seen anything like it. When will the next Daybreak show drop? Probably in August. It'll be season 11. No, season 10. I've been doing this for 10 years, Daybreak show for 9 years, so 10th season of the Daybreak show will be starting in August. Yep. Fig 6 is, I left my recent job last week. It was a wrong fit for me. I had to figure out things this summer. Hey, sometimes freedom comes after you say goodbye, you know? And you'll know if you made the right decision in time. So you left the job last week. I understand. I get it. hmm Erica Pelzer, what's up? Merciful is with us. Good to see you, man. Mike the plumber, how you doing, man? Clive alive, got a phobia of flying, love flying, but being trapped with nowhere to run. I mean, that's a valid phobia. It really is. Yep. American Turkey Burger, how are you, man? Good to see you. Jen Brown says, definitely agree with wearing a helmet. Mr. Mandelbaum is with us. Ender Corbin, how are you, sir? Yep. Or do me a favor, despise that. Makes me cringe, yeah. Parking in the shade like a Floridian. You're right, George Elder. You are right about that. Say to a building, I depreciate you. Yeah, exactly. I think we should start saying that to people. I depreciate you. Humans, not all humans suck, but many do. Yep. Jay Novaks, what's going on, brother? I enjoyed your videos, man, when you were pumping them out. Get them going again. I enjoy them. Good afternoon. Quick hello. Waiting for help at Home Depot. Yeah, I talked to Tony Bruno today. He's building a chicken coop at a lady's estate in Florida. Big estate. I forget how many acres it is. It's building like a $16,000 chicken coop for the lady. Yep. Traveling with Tim. 200 subs. Wow. Yeah, Tony was telling me that usually, you see like a flatbed dually truck, bring construction materials, lumber and such. Well, it was a tractor trailer that brought it to this estate, this ranch, and there's no way the tractor trailer could go on this driveway, and the guy had to unload the lumber and the material onto the forklift and then drive the forklift down the driveway because there's no way this tractor trailer could make it. Yep. From Nigeria, how are you, sir? Good to see you, man. Madman Carl, good to see you, man. YouTube cares only about ad revenue. That is true. Alan's, this is Horse Racing Plus, $10 super chat. Thank you, sir. George, you've been doing this for years. I appreciate it. You got this. Alan. Yeah, man. Thanks. Appreciate it. But that's different than I appreciate you, which is the most fake thing that people are saying right now. Just now that I said that, just keep an eye on it. You're going to hear it, and you're going to be like, that sounds so fake. But, yeah. You know what I do to people? Like, when people at my part-time job do nice things for me, I say, thank you for your help. Thank you for your help. I don't even say I appreciate it anymore. I don't, because I'm suspect of how this new phrase came about. And it used to mean, just like a lot of words. When a lot of words used to actually mean something, now they mean nothing, right? They're useless. They don't mean anything. So it will go the same way as everything else. Phobia is dead and fear is false evidence appearing real. Face your fears. Jay Novaks, you nailed it, brother. What is my favorite Bible verse? And Judas went out and hung himself. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's not my favorite verse. Just kidding. I love Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The second favorite verse is Ephesians 5:1. It says, be imitators of God. What does that mean? Go back to Genesis 1:1. God created the heavens and the earth. To be an imitator of God is to do God-like things, God-tier things. And what did God do? The very first thing that the scripture says, God created. We were put on this earth to create, period. You are wired to create. You might say, well, I'm not creative. Yes, you are. Stop talking yourself out of it. And stop saying you're depressed. You're only discouraged. Oh, you were in YouTube jail, Jay. Yeah, man. Chuck Manther, what's going on? What is my dream vehicle? I like this Toyota truck. I drive a 20-year-old Toyota Tacoma with high miles. It purrs like a kitten. It's up for inspection. I got to get a few things done to it. I'm debating whether to hang on to it. I've been looking very lightly at Toyota Land Cruisers. I want a bigger, heavier vehicle, although I love this. But I mean, this truck has lasted me so long. It's been so damn good to me. So damn good. I like Toyota products, man. I love Toyota products. Ted says, table for one should be required education for young boys. Absolutely. Ted the Builder says that. Appreciate you has an odor of fried chicken. Yeah, exactly. Gunn says, I talk to all the contractors that build homestead stuff for the Richies, so I know where I can get extra supplies in the apocalypse. You nailed it. Young says, with $5 super chat, thank you for that. Your thoughts on AI in the job market. I remember 30 years ago, I saw the motivational speaker and educator Dennis Waitley. It was probably more than 30 years ago. It was 35 to 40 years ago. And this is before everybody owned a laptop. This is before PCs. The only computers were in people's offices. No one owned a computer at home 40 years ago, or very few did. And I'll never forget him saying, when email first came out, because when email first came out, there was AOL Online and CompuServe. You remember that? You guys remember those two internet providers? That was it. There might have been a third. If there's a third, remind me, but it was AOL Online and CompuServe. They're gone. I have no idea what they are now. But Dennis Waitley said, and he was edgy. This was considered edgy. He said, you either get online or you will be in the bread line. Get online or you will be in the bread line, which means you'll be begging. And I didn't get my first cell phone till I was 40. I didn't get my first laptop till I was 41. I hesitated to get an email. People would say, oh, just email me. I'm like, I don't have an email. They're like, what? You know, these were Generation Xers telling me that I needed to, you know, and my attitude was, until I can use a cell phone and a laptop as a tool for productivity, I'm not going to get one, because I had one at work. Now, I do everything on my cell phone. I do everything on my laptop. So regarding AI and the job market, learn AI prompting, the most profitable career right now. You can get a training in 3 to 6 months, get a certificate, and you'll be a certified AI prompt engineer. Listen closely. AI prompt engineers are starting at $120,000. AI prompt engineers only have a 3 to 6 month certificate from a career institute, not even a degree. I know a guy that doesn't have a college degree. He went to school for AI. He's now making, listen, 6 months. He went to a 6-month institute. He gets out, and he's really good at what he does. He starts at about 150. His boss left. He moved up. He's now making 185. Crazy. So learn AI. Learn AI. AI will AI replace a job or many jobs? Yes, it will. But the reality is this: learn AI or you will be in the bread line. That's my answer to that. You must learn AI. You must learn how to prompt it properly. Check out my Honda Passport. I like Honda Passports. Those are cool. I talked to my mechanic, who I trust, and I told him, I said, Joe, I said, what are the best cars? I said, you work on vehicles all day long for the past 40 years. What are the best? He said, Toyota and Honda. The most trouble-free, easiest to fix, Toyota and Honda. Oh, look at Guns, says Toyota and Honda. I didn't even, Guns, I did not even see that chat until I just said this. Toyota, this truck here has been so freaking reliable. It's been probably this was more reliable than my Ford F-150. I had a Ford F-150 four-wheel drive, extended cab. When I got rid of the minivan when the kids were little, I got a Ford F-150, which had a big back seat, and did everything with the kids in the truck. It was great. But this truck here has been infinitely better than the F-150. Infinitely better. I can't even tell you how good it is. And I got 300,000 miles on the F-150. I keep vehicles for like 300,000. Believe it or not. Let's see. No, another super chat. Horse Racing Plus, another $15. Not to be a phony, I listened to your Daybreak show, second to none. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat. And thank you for your help. Thank you for contributing, having a little skin in the game, man. That's awesome. Remember the Netscape browser? That rings a bell. Do I still wear a nightcap? In the wintertime, I do. Believe it or not. Yeah. Believe it or not, in the wintertime, I don't like the heat on in my bedroom in the wintertime. I like the house being comfortable, but in my bedroom, you're going to think this is crazy. I keep the window open like this much in my bedroom. And there are some cold winter nights where you could see your breath in my bedroom. But I have great bedding. I've invested in great bedding, and I wear a nightcap. So, yes. And I sleep like a freaking rock. I sleep so well. So, yeah. That's a good thing that you remember that. AI will soon replace prompt engineers. Exactly. Yeah. Instruct AI to give you some prompts. To this day, a year later from being on your show, I've helped many men both locally and worldwide recover from acute trauma. I thank God for your help, as I've been fortunate to help. Yeah, Jay, that's called paying it forward, man. You help. You show mercy and grace because you were shown mercy and grace. Guns says, I know 9 electricians building the data centers, 6 of them making more than the average surgeon. Yeah. I'm not fighting data centers. I'm not. Guns, I agree with you 100% on that one. 100%. Sure. Do they have 250 people hired during the construction phase and then only like 10 people running the data center? Yes. But during that phase, you're going to make a hell of a lot of money, and they're not going to stop growing. They're not going to stop growing. Toyota is the favorite of terrorist organizations. Yes, I know terrorist organizations mount 50 caliber machine guns on the back of Toyotas. So absolutely. And Kawasaki KLR 650s are also favorites, believe it or not. Yep. Both have airbags. Yep. Antonio here. Thank you for your videos. Can't wait for the next one. Thank you, Antonio. And also thank you to the members of the channel as well. Thank you for having a little skin in the game. I know, it's not a lot of money or anything like that, but just, everything, it just kind of shows appreciation. I appreciate you. Only kidding. Hello from Egypt. Khalil, are you a Coptic? The Egyptian brother, are you a Coptic? There is a Coptic Orthodox church about a mile from me, and they have Saturday night is some of the best Vespers I've ever been to in my life. And of course, if you go to the Coptic Food Festival, man, the Egyptian food is second to none. Literally second to none. It's just, it's one of my favorite food festivals. Yeah. Guns says half the DCs have placed construction on hold because AI is providing itself unreliable. The real AI won't be here till 2040, 2050. Even Kurzweil. Yeah, Ray Kurzweil. Yep. There are the Coptics and the Robertics. Yeah. Cops and robbers, right. I get it. It took me a second, but I get it. Thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for the intelligent conversation. I don't always get intelligent conversation here. Not always. But most of the time I do. Sometimes I don't. What about Criswell? Criswell. Remind me of Criswell. Khalil says, I'm not, but we have a lot of Coptic in Cairo and we get along well. Oh, excellent. Yeah, you know, it's interesting. In Middle Eastern countries and Northern Africa, many of the, I would say, westernized or close to westernized Muslims and Christians get along well. Plan 9, Criswell's Plan 9. Gotcha. Khalil says, thank you for your videos. You got me into pipe smoking and getting the 7L 673. I was puffing on my 673 last night, and I was puffing on Shandy Gaff pipe tobacco, which is kind of like this dark horse. You don't expect it to be great, but my God, not unlike Haunted Bookshop, Shandy Gaff has won my heart and soul. It's fantastic, and of course it's named after a Christopher Morley book, Shandy Gaff. Yeah. Yep. Khalil smokes a pipe. That's great. Alexander, hi from Switzerland. How are you, my Swiss brother? Good to see you. Thank you for being here today. You're probably 6 hours ahead of me, so for me it's 4 o'clock, so it's probably 10 p.m. for you. Fig 6 says, have you heard of Jerry Wise? He happens to give advice on YouTube to grown adults, how to handle the upbringing being raised by narcissistic parents and how to break free. I never heard of him, but it sounds interesting. Sounds very interesting. Yeah, you know, there's a way of honoring your parents without disrespecting them. Even if your parents are nut jobs, we're still commanded to honor them. But we don't have to be disrespectful. You don't have to agree with your parents. I mean, hopefully the nut falls far from the tree, you know, and individuation took place. You know, individuation means as a child is growing. I just had to pull my glasses down because there's a woman with really nice legs right now walking past the front of my truck. Okay, glasses back on. I'm still alive. What book are you reading now? Looking for a great one to read. I'm finishing up this book here, The 10 Commandments of Con Men, Pickup Artists, Door-to-Door Salesmen, Hypnotists, Copywriters, Professional Negotiators, Political Propagandists, Stand-Up Comedians, and Oscar-winning screenwriters. John Bejakovic wrote this, and I swear that's a pseudonym for Mandelbaum. I swear Mandelbaum wrote this. I swear he did. I swear. Don't lie to me any longer. You are the author of this book. And you can see it's pretty tattered already because I'm already taking notes and just ripping it apart. I got to read it twice. It's that good. The book that my July reading list is pretty good. I'm really going to be cracking down and burning not midnight oil. It'll be more like the 4 a.m. oil in July and August. Just flying through some books. The latest book is going to be The Psychology of Money. Can't wait to read that. Carl Jung. Chuck Mather, hey guys, George is right. Take it from someone who is self-educated in AI prompting and development. There's a lot of opportunity in this field waiting to be explored and utilized. Gunn says, no Bible. My favorite verse is from Aesop's Fables, Hercules and the Wagoner. The gods only help those that help themselves. I like that. Neil is with us. How are you, Neil? Good to see you. Just still working, but listening in. Just finished up Atomic Habits by James Clear. Enjoy Table for One. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Tonight's going to be a grilled chicken burrito. So I'm good. Oh, Mandelbaum, are you kidding me? Of course I'm going to read your book. And I'm going to talk about it and post the links. And is it Miskatonic Press? Will it be on Amazon or through Miskatonic? Tell me. Chuck says, I'm not formally certified in AI, but I spend a lot of time learning and working with. There's still enormous room for growth. Yeah. You know, it's interesting. You will be really well served if you take an AI course. Chuck says, don't fall for the idea that AI will replace everyone. It can't replace human judgment, experience, or the human touch. Learn to use it to strengthen what you already do. Great advice, Chuck. Daniel Hernandez says, hello, George. My ex-girlfriend of 8 years broke up with me 4 months ago. Can't move on. She's walking to another man. When she left me, what can I do? Give me some advice. I don't know how I can move on. There's a couple different avenues you could take. You could replace her. And I will repeat this. You don't miss the software, the operating system. You miss the hardware. You miss the vision of her. You miss her body. You miss her smell. All the stuff that doesn't last forever. A woman could have a great body, a pretty face, be great in bed, be very romantic, but the operating system is just absolutely crazy as a fucking loon. So you could replace her. You could take time off. You can go into monk mode. There's a lot of things you can do. Have the funeral. Have the emotional funeral. That's a good thing to do, you know. Skywalker Fitness, how are you, sir? I'm assuming you're in the fitness business. Respect from the UK. That's great. Miskatonic books, only Miskatonic. Okay, excellent. Mandelbaum, if you want to share the title of your latest book and where they can get it, if you can put that in the chat, that would be awesome. You might get a few sales right now. Zachariah Studio, greetings. How are you? Good to see you. Nick, good to see you, man. Unholy Matrimony, the Forthcoming Marriage of Sorcery and Science is the name of his book. Even the hardware gets old and tiresome. Yeah, that's true. Avoid single moms. Let's see. Forget the girlfriend. Focus on the next 8 years of securing a retirement and making your first million. Boy, that's always great advice. Santos says, what would you do with a 4-year-old daughter that seems to be a mess? Anger and tantrums. Parents are together. Is this your daughter? Santos, is this your daughter? You have to set boundaries with children. You have to set boundaries. And keep, you know, it probably wouldn't hurt to study some stoicism so you don't react emotionally. Daughters are different than sons. I hate to break it to you. Men and women, males and females, and there's only 2 genders. Fuck you if you believe any different. There's only 2 genders. But young males and young females are different. They're wired different. And there's been so many attempts to try to make everybody the same. It's not true. It's not true. Girls are more sensitive. They take more work than boys. I got 2 boys and a girl. The boys are on friggin' autopilot. The daughter was more challenging, just by nature. Platinum P says, if you like sports, philosophy, and leadership related topics, read Phil Jackson's 11 Rings. Phil is all about the Zen stuff for a competitive guy. I like Phil Jackson. Yeah. Unholy Matrimony is at Miskatonic Books, is Mandelbaum's book. Deluxe hardcover or cheaper ebook and audio. There we go. I know I have the hardcover on its way to me, so I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, Santos, I would say study some Stoicism. And for instance, one of my July readings is Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, or Aurelius, as they say. And it helps you to think like a Roman emperor. And it helps you keep track of your emotions. So this is a good book to read. I think every parent should read this. That's just what I think. Is it worth having kids nowadays? Yeah, it is. It always is. It is. Jesse Pfister Trade says, I have 6 kids. Daughters are definitely different than sons. Amen to that. Actually, there's 72,546 genders. That's funny. Yeah, Mandelbaum says, Santos, if you have a strained relationship with the mother, be very careful with the kid and divorce and custody. That's right. Mandelbaum has a career as a divorce and custody attorney, so he knows what he's talking about. He's seen it. He's seen it. Fig6 says, question, I planned on getting a FA, financial advisor, but concerned that he isn't certified. Is that a red flag? Maybe Mandelbaum can answer that. What do you think about that? Do you need a certified financial advisor? Pablo, you are a psychologist based on red pill content. When should I focus on building a family? Feel like my job will always be too important or the priority to me? That's a great question. I would secure your career first before you marry and have children, if you're going to go down that route. Yeah. I read Meditations that saved me during a dark time. Yeah. You decide how you react to external events. Marcus Aurelius. Yeah, he very similar to Epictetus, that says men are not disturbed by things but by their opinions about those things. Yeah. Hands in pockets and mouth shut. Yeah, exactly. Everything can be misinterpreted. You raise your voice 1 decibel, you're abusive. You slam a door, a drawer, slam a book, all of a sudden you got a domestic violence case. She's scared of you. And then the ultimate weaponization of kids is even the kids are scared of him. Do I still recommend getting married? When is the right time to pop the question? I would never pop a question. I would never pop a question. Never. My opinion is this. And I know it varies amongst the people in the chat. If you're getting along for a good long time, date long, marry slow, divorce fast, you can just say, hey, let's make this permanent, or as permanent as possible. Permanent is a very scary word for a lot of people. So you must know thyself. Let me just put it that way. Socrates said, know thyself. So you have to know yourself and also know her as well. Because the woman, Mandelbaum will tell you this too, the woman you marry is never the woman you divorce. Ever, ever, ever. Masonic Trucker says, George, how's the peptides and TRT going? Will there be a daybreak show? As soon as my favorite channel, your videos helped me so much in my divorce. Now I got my own house. Yeah, TRT is fantastic. I feel great. 66 years old. I feel unstoppable. It did more with how I feel than how I look. The peptides actually help me with how I look. And that's because of the recovery. When I work out to exhaustion, and I do one either compound exercise. Like for instance, I do supersets. So I do all arms. Like I did arms today during my lunch hour. I did arms. I already feel a little like weak in my arms. Tomorrow, I'm going to feel it. I know I'll feel it tomorrow. It'll be like spaghetti arms tomorrow. But it'll take me a week to not feel sore. I can feel the soreness kind of kicking in right now. I mean, the guns are getting huge. All right, I'm getting strong. I'm getting vascular. I never had a bicep vein in my life, ever. Never saw a bicep vein. Now I have a bicep vein, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. You know, I never had veins in my forearms. Now I got veins in my forearms, just because of just size, and it feels good. I'm like really strong. I used to say I'm really strong. Now I will say that I'm strong for my age. So obviously it can't compete with a young man, but I'm strong for my age. And when you get older, the things you care about when you're older are different. When you're older, when you're 50 or over, you deal more with mobility issues, balance issues, that kind of thing. So, and recovery. So those are the things you focus on when you get older. Yeah. But congratulations, Masonic. Congratulations on that. Yet a CPA or attorney or financial advisor must be fee only, not commission based. That's good advice. Daybreak Show will be coming back in about a month. So this is kind of like the summer vacation. It'll be season 10 of the Daybreak Show. No, yeah, it'll be season 10. I've had the channel now for 10 years, 10 and a half years. Daybreak Show, I've done 9 years of Daybreak Show, so the upcoming season will be season 10. What kind of truck do I drive? Lucas asks. This is a Toyota Tacoma, and my mileage is, I'll tell you right now, hold on, I got 270,000 on it right now, and it runs perfect. My mechanic told me I could keep this for 500,000 miles. I won't keep it for 500,000 miles because if I find a Toyota Land Cruiser in great shape with no rust and about 100,000 miles less than this, I'm going to get it. I'm going to pull the trigger on it. So I like the old Land Cruisers. I just like them. They sit up higher. They got a V8 engine. I want a V8 engine. I don't like all the bells and whistles and gadgets, so I like an older Land Cruiser. Yeah. Fig says, George, on my current state of life, it looks like I'll be long-term bachelor, but currently I'm okay with that. Things can change down the road. Yeah, man, you gotta be happy as a bachelor. You know, Mandelbaum used to have a blog, which he took down, which I wish he could have kept it up, called the VIP Bachelor Club. I wish he would reactivate that, man. I would promote the shit out of that, man. But that was a good blog, the VIP Bachelor Club. I'll never forget that. You've had that down now for what, 3 years? 4 years? Guns just says Mandelbaum just gave everyone $50,000 worth of free advice. Yeah, man. 100%. Jay says, I take the Wolverine stack, healed 10 years of dysfunction, both muscular and neurologically. Yeah. BPC is one of my stack. Platinum says, I remember you said you worked as a psychologist. Do you think it's worth going to medical school in your early 40s? I have a dilemma at deciding. I have nothing against medical school. You know, you got to do your prerequisite biology work. You got to take the MCATs. It's going to be hard resisting the influence of big pharma because that's so. I was just talking with someone today about that. I have a doctor that actually touches me. Doctors don't even touch people. Like some of you old heads will remember when you go to a doctor in the old days, within the first 30 seconds, they're like feeling your glands. They're putting the stethoscope on you, like that. Like they literally, they they have you look side to side. They look up your nose, in your throat, and your doctors don't even touch you anymore. They just sit there on their iPads or laptops and ask you questions, and then prescribe. I had a doctor once. I had like a little, I don't know what the hell you call it, like a little growth thing, just like a little bump on my scalp. And this is like 25 years ago. And I went to this guy who was 80 years old, Joseph Conrad, his name was. Not to be confused with the author of Apocalypse Now, but this Dr. Conrad, I was expecting like a referral. He goes, oh, we can do that right now. I said, okay, fine. And he literally put lidocaine or whatever they call it, a couple thin needles of that, took out a scalpel, cut that thing off, put in 3 stitches. Literally 20 minutes later, it was done. Doctors don't even do that now. Everything is, they got to refer you out all the time. All the time. This is 25 years ago. I also had like a little bump just under the skin on a calf, again, about 25 years ago. And they just cut it out. And doctors don't do, they're so afraid of everything now. So, Khalil says, I saw in your videos you said you worked as a therapist and hairstylist. How did you work both? Which did you like more? I still work as a licensed master barber. I'm licensed in 2 states. I cut hair 2 days a week. It's kind of like my pocket money. You know, literally, I don't even use my debit card anymore. I just use basically, you know, I just use my, so in here, you know, what do I have in here? You know, I always, you know, have a few $100 in the pocket. You know, I pay for things with cash, whatever. Cutting hair gives you good pocket money. Unless you own a barber shop and you have 10 barbers working for you, you're not going to make money. You're just going to scrape. Or unless you own several barber shops, then you end up being a manager and HR director versus cutting hair. I enjoy cutting hair and bullshitting with my clients, but I only do that 2 days a week. I was a full-time therapist for 26 years, master's degree, 1,000 continuing ed hours. I'm a certified advanced grief and loss therapist, taught in 5 colleges. I know my shit, and I got out of it because I hated talking about people's pasts. And I went into coaching, which is what I do full-time now. That's my work. I coach men, and I allow men to talk about their past once, then we don't mention it again. Coaching is about your future, not about your past, trying to figure out why you are the way you are. It's simple. What is the main reason or reasons there's more divorces amongst young people these days? Well, we have a great OG crew on here today. Guns and Mandelbaum can answer that question. Why are there more divorces amongst young people these days? I'll let the community answer that question. We have some very qualified people here. Tyler says, your brother, holy crap, I used to watch you on the molecular level back in the day when I was growing a huge beard. Yeah, man. Yeah. I might grow the big beard back again when I hit 70. I'm, you know, closer to 70 than I am 60. It was interesting. It was interesting. I will tell you that having the big beard was a social experiment for me. The big white beard. And I had a big black beard at one time, but that didn't make as much impact as the big white beard. Something about the big white beard attracted more attention, more comments. No one ever commented on my beard when my hair was black. My beard and hair, okay, I got the white hair and the white beard, but my hair used to be the color of my eyebrows. It was black. Now these are getting lighter and lighter every year now too. They're about 50% gray at this point. But when I had black hair and a black beard, I will tell you that there was zero attention. You turn gray, your beard turns white, all of a sudden people come out of the woodwork to comment on your beard. Like I said, it was a huge social experiment. I attracted different kinds of women with the big beard than I attract now, than when I had just a goatee or was clean shaven. So I've got a lot of anecdotal data about facial hair and how it impacts a man's life. Yep. Do I have a wife? I had a wife. I've been divorced for almost 25 years. V8 engine and Toyota, but he's sure you're going to love the gas mileage. I don't put on a lot of miles. I don't put on a lot of miles, so for me it's worth it. I just like the power. This truck now, this is a farm truck. This is good for just tooling around the farm, you know, loading it up with hay in the back, carrying tools, you know, hauling shit from Home Depot, whatever. But I'll be the first to say this, and I know I'm going to offend every small pickup truck owner that there is. A small pickup is not really a truck. Let's get real. It's just like a utility vehicle, but it is not. It is not. To me, this isn't a truck. This is a utility vehicle. So F-150 is more of a truck. So anyways, all right. I got to run. The meter maid is here. I'll catch up with you all later. Bye.